Hello everyone and welcome on back to another episode. I am starting a new series here, but it's not going to be a major series on the channel. I am starting a franchise mode here in Madden 18, but I'm not going to be, actually playing the franchise. It's not going to be taking over for any big slots on this channel. It's not going to be replacing the Bulldogs franchise. It's not going to be replacing Road to the Show. Those are still my main two focuses of this channel. At the current moment, those two series are important to me. I really like them. I like how they're going right now. So this series is not going to take away from any uploads that would be going to those games. Basically, all this series is doing is just a stopgap for when I am kind of in between uploads, and it's just going to be a really quick and easy thing for me to edit. I am going to be doing a rebuild. So, which means I will not be playing any of the actual games. I will just be managing the roster and seeing where we go from there. I booted up Madden 18 because there's one team in particular that I think interests me the most in doing a rebuild, and it's a team that has historically been a very good team that in this game and in this era of the NFL was struggling. And that's the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this was the first year that Kyle Shanahan took over as their head coach, was 2017. And he took over a flailing team that was good under Harbaugh, and then they got rid of Harbaugh, and they had Chip Kelly came in, I believe, who was not very good, didn't have a roster around him. They had a one-year coach somewhere in there. And then we got Kyle Shanahan. I'm going to be keeping Shanahan as the coach for the series just because it was his first year, so it just makes sense. And here we are with the San Francisco 49ers. The goal of this franchise is to see if I can win a Super Bowl before the 49ers have. They've been real close a couple of different years. Oh, look at that. Versus the Kansas City Chiefs, week 1 of the preseason. They played 2019 in the Super Bowl versus each other. At least the 2019 season. I think it might have been actually played in 2020. But they were in that Super Bowl. They were close to another one. Kyle Shanahan is the 49ers' 4th coach in 4 years. That's ridiculous. When you look at the roster, we have a lot of work to be done because remember, they did not have Jimmy Garoppolo on their roster when Kyle Shanahan took over that team. They had Brian Hoyer, who is 31 years old, obviously not the quarterback of the future here. Ridiculous that he was ever a starter on the NFL to begin with. I'm not building around him. Their backup is CJ Beathard, who is 23. He's a rookie out of Iowa. In real life, he's not good. In the game, he might be something. At the very least, he could be our backup if if he develops a little bit more. His awareness is a little low, but actually the rest of the ratings aren't that bad. Matt Barkley is the 3rd string quarterback, 26-year-old, 4th year out of USC, the college that produces the most amount of quarterback busts. He's not going to do anything in this franchise. He's not going to be somebody I consider keeping around for a long time. But you do have some interesting running backs. You had Carlos Hyde, who was really good. Tim Hightower, who I associate with the Arizona Cardinals, obviously. Pierre Garçon is a fairly good receiver, but he is 31, so it's not like he has that much longer left in his career to do anything. Marquise Goodwin, he's somebody that I think you could build around. In real life, he got hurt a lot. But he's a very speedy guy, so I would be interested to keep him on the team. You got Jeremy Curley, who was a Jet, I believe, at one point. Vance McDonald is the starting tight end, but take a look at who the backup is. You got a rookie George Kittle. Now, that would be very fun to see what his career turns out in this game. Also from Iowa. The offensive line doesn't look too bad. It's not fantastic. There's obviously room for improvement, but you got Joe Staley on the left. He is 33. I wonder, who's the backup? Gary Gilman, 26-year-old. Not a great backup situation. And then for the defense, you got DeForest Buckner, who never developed in real life quite the way that the 49ers wanted. He's okay for the Colts now, but he ended up leaving San Francisco. But he is definitely somebody that I want to keep on this roster. He is 23 years old and already 81 overall. He is staying. He's one of the corner pieces of this team. I would hope. Solomon Thomas, also somebody who didn't develop the way that the 49ers wanted to. He's a rookie in this. He's a rookie and he's 82. All right. Another NES superstar development. Yep, this guy is. He's staying. I don't remember Elvis Dumervil ever being a 49er, but apparently he was. I got Aaron Lynch. I remember him. Jimmy Ward, he's pretty good, free safety. Want to keep him around. Now, Navarro Bowman is an interesting prospect because he was a great middle linebacker, 29 years old, superstar development. I think he's going to be one of the first trades of the series. You got Reuben Foster, who's a rookie, who I know, again, one of those players that didn't quite work out for the 49ers. But in the game, I feel like he has tools to become something. He has quick development, which is not what that's called anymore, but, whatever. Rules for this series in terms of how I want to rebuild it, I want to keep it fairly realistic. So I'm not going to be trading away everybody right away that I want to, but I do want to make one specific move, and that is Navarro Bowman. I think it just makes sense for us to try to get him off the team. He's a great player, but I just don't think it makes sense for us to have him at this point in his career and at our point of trying to get better. You take a look at our roster, he's our second highest rated player, but the thing is he has trade value. Joe Staley probably doesn't have that much trade value because he's 33, and I don't know how much this game values that, but when you look at the our draft picks, we get a first overall pick, 2 seconds, 2/3, a 5th, and a 6th, and a 7th. I think it would be great to get another first round pick, and I think Navarro Bowman might have first round pick potential. Let's try to shop him and see, who would really need him. Can I get this pick? It's a 14th round pick, or 14th pick overall. No? What if I throw in my 3rd? Is this going to budget? Okay, there we go. So Navarro Bowman and that extra 3rd round pick, so for another first round pick, I'll take that all day. Again, Navarro Bowman, great player, but just doesn't make sense to have him on the roster at this point. Doesn't really make sense for the Browns either, but they traded me for him, so that's fine. We already have... that was a Houston pick, actually. But we already have 2 first-round picks, so our draft is already looking more intriguing. I could use a quarterback. RG3 is one of the players in real life that I think is one of the biggest what-ifs of NFL history. If Kyle Shanahan didn't, or not Kyle, the other one, what's his name? Mike Shanahan. If Mike didn't ruin him, I think he could have been a fantastic NFL quarterback. Could he do something in this game? I kind of doubt it. He's 27, 73 overall. I don't think there's much to build on here. I would love to do a Robert Griffin III series someday. Try to make his career not one of the biggest disappointments. Colin Kaepernick, again, I don't want to sign him. It's just because 29, 74, I don't think there's really much ceiling there either. If I was going to sign one of these two, it would probably be Robert. Yeah, there's not really a quarterback here. Oh, he was a CFL player. Not really a quarterback here that I think intrigues me very much. Anquan Boldin, he was a former 49er. 36. He would only be there for 1 year. He wants $4 million. What is our cap space looking like? I should probably look at that. Highest played player on the team is Aaron Brooks. 1 year deal here. Left outside linebacker. He's 33. Pierre Garçon. I'm sorry? Hang on. Wait a minute. Show me his contract. He's signed for how long? He signed through 2021. Who wants Pierre? I don't want that big of a contract sitting here. Can I get that extra 3rd round pick back? They don't have one. A 3rd round pick for Pierre Garçon at this point in his career, I think is pretty fair. It was accepted. Okay, so we get him off the books. That frees up some space, both in terms of contract for right now, and also I don't know why you would sign him to a deal. He's 31 currently. He's going to be 36 by the end of that contract. Would Pierre Garçon be? Not worth having him on the roster for that long, which also frees up a little bit of space, which means I'm going to go out and sign Anquan Boldin. He's only going to be here for 1 year probably. He's 36, but still a good overall in the game, and he was a former 49er. Let's bring him back to end his career, hopefully. We're going to sign him 1 year deal. He has been signed. So we have a new number 1 overall. I'm also going to bring in Aaron Henderson for 1 year. He's not going to be a super big fixture of the team, but just give us a little bit of depth at middle linebacker, which we currently lack. I also don't know what to do with Brian Hoyer. I don't really know if I want to run him out as the starting quarterback, but for now, I guess he'll stay there. Yeah, see, Aaron's just going to give us a little bit of depth there. I want to start Reuben Foster, see what he is all about in this game. We have survived with no injuries up until this point, which is fantastic. Now let's get down to cutting some players. Quarterbacks, I really don't need all three of these guys, especially since they're not very good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut Matt Barkley. He's definitely not somebody that I see making an impact on this team, so he's already gone. Raheem Mostert became a good player in real life. He has no chance in Madden at this point in his career, so he is going to go away. Oh my god. How many tight ends are on this team? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is entirely too many. I feel like this game is running faster than Madden 23 is on my PlayStation 5, and that is just ridiculous. I don't understand. This menu is so buggy in all of the recent Maddens, and in this one, it seems to be working quite perfectly, and I don't understand that. I'm afraid if I moved him to practice squad, somebody's going to take him, but it's either that or I cut him. I'm going to move him to practice squad. Hopefully no one steals him. Alright, and that completes our cuts. We're going to simulate the last week of the preseason, and then I'm going to figure out the roster before week 1, and then we'll get into the simming of the first regular season. I don't know. Oh, and we got an injury. Let's take a look at who it is, shall we? It is CJ Beathard. Well, goddammit, I was thinking about making him the starting quarterback, but I guess not, and I guess that also means, since I cut the third string, that we have a 1 quarterback on our roster currently. Oh, that's so upsetting. That's the worst thing that could have happened. I think out of everyone on the team, that was the last person I wanted to get hurt. Let's set the season goal. 7 wins. Is that the lowest you can go? Alright, I'm going to go 7 wins because no way in hell we're doing better than that. I need a quarterback, and luckily for me, they're all gone now. I'm going to give Christian Hackenberg a chance. He never really got a good chance in New York. He doesn't have great ratings. Good throw power, but everything else is quite bad. But he's 22. That is insanely young for somebody on the free agent market. So we're going to sign him to be the backup quarterback for now because Beathard is injured. That's pretty much the only reason he's on the team. Hackenberg slides in as our number 2. I guess Hoyer is going to be the starter week 1. Not great. Definitely not fantastic, but we're going to deal with it. Carlos Hyde is going to be the starter. We do not have a single backup left tackle. That is unfortunate. Hopefully Staley just doesn't get injured. Our corner room is quite concerning. Arkello Witherspoon became a good player in real life, but everyone else in this game is, not good. So because I signed the quarterback, I have to cut somebody. We're going to cut Vinny over here. Definitely not somebody that I'm interested in. And we're facing the Carolina Panthers, who, remember, in real life around this time, we're a pretty good team, so I'm not expecting much here. 4 interceptions for Brian Hoyer. Yep. Told you it wasn't going to go well. Brian Hoyer, 4 picks, 248 yards, no touchdowns. 2 times he was sacked. 4 picks is horrible. Rushing, Tim Hightower led us, even though he's not supposed to. Carlos Hyde fumbled, which I did see he had a fumbled in the preseason, so that's a little concerning. Anquan Bolden, 7 receptions for 92 yards in his grand return to the Bay Area. Joe Staley, come on. You're the highest rated lineman we have. You can't be doing that. 11 tackles from a corner. That's very strange. Now we get to play the Seahawks, who, again, very good team around this time. I'm not expecting much. Uh-oh. Oh, no. This might be an Anquan Bolden injury. I just saw it in the corner. Yep. Dude, we need you out there. You're the number 1 receiver that we have. Broken toe out for 4 weeks. Not going well to start the season. We have 2 pretty big injuries and a regression. Brian Hoyer, his awareness went down. It couldn't have been that great to begin with. We get to scout some players. Let's focus on the positive, the future of this team. We have draft capital. That's why we're doing this. We have 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, a fifth, a sixth, and 2 sevenths. I'm intrigued. I want to see who's available here. Pretty much we're going for whoever is good, essentially. I do want to take a look at this quarterback. He is projected to be an early first. He is 23, so he's a little bit older for a rookie. Mid-second, not what you want to see. Early first for Brandon Washington here. Georgia pass blocker, left tackle. Let's keep an eye on him. A lot of left tackles at the beginning of this draft class, and a lot of them are slightly underperforming from where they should be. Second round talent. But I mean, still, we have a lot of we have some second round picks. It's not like second just bad. They're just not meeting where you would hope they would at this point. Ooh, early first for PJ Miles. Good hit power, good power moves, good block shedding as a left outside linebacker. Linebacker is probably the thing that we're the best at on the team, but I'm not going to say no to adding talent. Oh, we got a good cover corner here. Definitely somebody I want to keep an eye on. We struggle at corner. So overall, we're looking at 3 really good players that I think we found. We got a couple of okay linemen, but I wouldn't be comfortable picking them super early in the draft. Carlos Hyde is a player that is up for negotiations. He is 26. NFL, modern NFL, you don't pay running backs. He hasn't performed great in the first 2 games of the season, but he's a good overall. If I can get him back, I would take him. Tim Hightower, he's older. I'm not going to be giving him a contract offer, even though I think he's leading the team in tackling currently, or rushing currently. We have $78 million in cap room. That is a lot. If I lower this offer slightly, is he going to take this? I like the contract length. Okay, now. Aaron Lynch, he's a guy I want to bring back. Eric Reed is also a guy I want to bring back. There's a couple of people down here, if I can get them for cheap contracts. But there's not a whole lot, which is good because this team needs to be blown up anyway. Lions to Stafford. We want you. Could I trade for Matthew Stafford? I wonder if that's a possibility. I didn't even think about that until right now. He did win a Super Bowl when he got traded to the Rams. We're not in a spot to do that like the Rams were, but he is 29. He's younger than what he was when he went to the Rams. He's highly rated in this game. He's an 87 overall. I don't know what this game considers like age for when people start regressing. If it's 30, probably not somebody you want to trade for, but if it's like 32, 33, we could get some good years out of him, but I don't think our team is in the position that the real life 49ers are in, where I think they could genuinely benefit from Stafford. I think we're not there yet. We have another new injury, and we're 0-3. Who's the injury? We're dying out here. It's Brian Hoyer. Are you kidding me? All of our quarterbacks. He wasn't playing that good. You know what? Place on IR. He's going to be done for the year. We need that slot to go find a quarterback, because now we only have one on the team, and it's Christian Hackenberg. This is a sad state of affairs. I don't know what to do here. I don't really want to trade away any draft picks for somebody. Josh Johnson, he was a 49er at one point. So what do you do when 2-year quarterbacks are out? You go out inside Christian Ponder and Christian Hackenberg. We have a very religious quarterback group. I don't know what to do here, man. Who do I start? I'm going to start Hackenberg. I don't know. We'll see. Hoyer had 5 picks and no touchdowns anyway, so it's not like he was playing super great. Hackenberg is going to get the start so far. He is a under 50 completion percentage, no touchdowns, no picks. Has taken 3 sacks. Yeah, not great. Carlos Hyde isn't doing super well either, and he seems to have a fumbling problem, which is not what you want to see. Aldrick Robinson is leading us in receiving yards. This season could not be going much worse, I don't think. Apparently all of our quarterbacks are going to keep getting hurt, so I'm just going to scout as many quarterbacks as I can here. Which I guess that is 49ers accurate with all the quarterbacks getting injured. None of these guys are good. It looks like an extremely weak class, except for this guy, Brennan Greasy. He is a Clemson pocket passer. He has pretty good throw power, some pretty decent accuracies. Not a scrambler like this guy was. I don't think we might not win a single game at the pace that we're on. currently with Christian Hackenberg as our quarterback. We have another injury. I swear if it's a quarterback, I'm giving up. Nope, it's just one of the guys who's up for contract. Yeah, he's going on IR too. Tyrone Holmes is on our practice squad. I'm signing him to the active roster after that injury. You know, without Anquan Bolden, our receiving room is looking quite pathetic. We lost. That was a close game, actually. Closest game of the season that we've had yet. Christian Hackenberg played pretty well. 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Completion percentage wasn't great, but I mean, that's better than Hoyer was playing. Hightower got a rushing touchdown. Carlos Hyde had a lot of carries. Aldrick Robinson played very well. Jeremy Curley got a touchdown as well. Oh my, Robbie Gould went 0 for 3 on field goals. Are you kidding me? 0 for 3. That's ridiculous. Ooh. Sean Harrison could be somebody we look at. A lot of linemen that we scouted here. There's a lot of people in a row that I think could be good. Corey Trent here has an A- spec catch and B catching for a receiver, possession receiver. That could be huge for us in the future. I'm going to be thrilled if we win like 3 games this year. Would be ecstatic. Doctors have cleared Anquan Bolden. High risk of re-injury. We're just going to start the backup. It's not really worth it for him to, you know, beat up his body at this old age to help a team that's 0-5. This looks like a very solid wide receiver group. There's a bunch of people here that... All right, well, that's our first dud, but he has A- spec catch. There's a lot of people here that I think could help us here, and a lot of them have good catching. Corey Trent is somebody who I definitely would look at with that 17th overall pick. Probably not number 1. Receivers don't usually go that high, but I'm not going to sim game by game all the time. I think creativity wanted. No, it will not. Returning from injury is Anquan Bolden. That's good. Gives us a little bit of extra weaponry here for our offense that desperately needs it. I've simmed game by game mostly just because I want to do scouting. I don't want the CPU to do scouting because they're bad at it. And also, if somebody starts to have a hot streak, it's just cool to get that ability. CJ Beathard is coming back from injury, but he has a high risk. Again, 1 game, it doesn't really matter. Let's start Christian Hackenberg. If I pay him $4 million over 5 years, is he going to take that? He wants a better bonus. So picky for a guy who's not playing that well. He has just a 3.7 yards per carry. He has 3... I thought that was fumbles. He has 2 fumbles, 3 broken tackles. Not playing as well as he did last year, dude. Exactly the offer I was hoping for. We got somebody back from this awful, awful team. Eric Reed is another player that I am interested in bringing back. Perfect offer. Awesome. So we got a couple of people that I wanted. The tackle positions here seem to be... this doesn't seem to be like the best year. Oh, we found a gem. That's fun. But yeah, oh, we found another one. Maybe I should stop talking. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be the strongest year for left tackles. If I draft a left tackle, I would mostly move him to right anyway because of Joe Staley. He's, I think, under contract, But, no, I think this might be his last year. So we might need a replacement, actually. Hey, we got a win. Somehow, the decision to, did you see that in the corner? They said it was a good thing hiring Kyle Shanahan. We were 1-6. We beat somebody. I don't know who we beat. CJ Beathard is back. Yeah, let's give him... Well, I don't know. Hackenberg, I'm assuming, just won the last game. Let's take a look at the box score. We beat the Cowboys! It's their kryptonite. Hackenberg at 233, 1 touchdown, no picks, a 61 completion percentage. Pretty decent game from him. Carlos Hyde had a pretty good one. We had 3 different rushing touchdowns from 3 different players. Jeremy Curley got himself another touchdown. So funny that it was against the Cowboys. That is genuinely hilarious. Not a good guard class. First round talent and then 6'6", 6'7". Maybe the right guards will be better? Doesn't look like it. We have so many people playing quarterback right now. It's ridiculous. Brian Hoyer was by far the worst one. Hackenberg was playing pretty well. CJ Beathard, I think he got the start last week. Didn't throw a pick, but didn't throw a touchdown either. Carlos Hyde is getting a lot of carries. He's just not being the most productive with them. But 535 yards. I mean, he might end up cracking 1,000. Kind of a weird way to do it. But thing is, I really wanted a guard. So the fact that these doesn't seem to be the best year for them is slightly annoying. We got Alexander Heller here. Mid-second round pick. I could take him. We do have 2 seconds. Do we have the first and second pick in the second round? How the hell did that happen? If there's any team we could beat, well, the Cardinals do have Palmer at this time, so maybe we can't beat them. I was gonna say if we're gonna win again. Oh, we did win again! Look at that. Player has regressed. Joe Staley. Well, it's probably gonna be your last year here anyway, so it's fitting. A lot of people are regressing. But we did get another victory. 27-21. They're all pretty close. This was CJ Beathard's first win as a 49er. 222, 1-1. 2 rushing touchdowns from Tim Hightower. It's always the backup running backs that get all the touchdowns in Madden simulation. Don't really know why. It's kind of weird, but it's been like that for apparently a while. Jeremy Curley led us in receiving. And Anquan Boldin's pretty good for being as old as he is. Oh my god, Joe Staley, 4 sacks in 1 game. Given up. Who were we playing again? The Cardinals. Who got them? Who got the sacks? I gotta know. Chandler Jones, Randy Starks, and then a couple of blitzing people as well. I mean, Chandler Jones became good in real life. I don't think he is that good in this game. Palmer had a pretty decent game, but not able to get the win. I wonder if you kick a tackle in the guard in this game, does that affect their overall that much? Because if it doesn't, that might be a strategy. Because there does seem to be some pretty okay right tackles. Or there's 2 okay right tackles. There's 1 left tackle up here that I'm interested in. And then Graham Olsen also looks all right, though he is a run blocker. That actually might fit him more being a guard. We have a very late bye week. We've played 10 straight games. I think our bye week is in week 11. Fumbles against cost the 49ers the game this week. That's not a very close score. That's a big fall from Sheriff Dixon there. He's projected 3rd, and his talent says he's undraftable. Weird. See, I don't know how much money I really want to give Carlos. He's a good overall, but you know, could be having a better season. not fantastic. If I give him a 5-year deal, he's going to be 31 by the end of that contract. I guess I could try to trade him at the end. Let me give him just a little bit more signing bonus. I still doesn't want it. I don't know what to do with him. Again, corners, a real big need for us. It just is not having a strong class here. This might be worse than the guards. There's 2 good ones. I might need to take Havner here. Aram Havner in the first round because we desperately need corners, and if there's not going to be a whole lot of them, he might be worth it. We have another injury. Who is it? Carlos Hyde. Yeah. Might as well happen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. Just scouting. This season is obviously not a one that... Wow! 2nd rounder undrafted. Dawson Adams. The hell happened to you, dude? Scouting in this game is quite boring. It's just click. But, I mean, hey. It's really hard to get a bust because you know exactly if they're going to be good or not. I haven't spent any of my XP yet. Expert Scouter. Yep, I feel like that should be something that I definitely need. And then Master Trade Negotiation is also something that would be massive to have, especially since I feel like there's going to be a lot of trades in this series for sure. We got a cornerback. Cornerback is what I meant to say there. That's a weird sentence. Yeah, Anquan Boldin now moved past Marvin Harrison into 6th for the all-time receptions list. Good he could do that as a 49er. That's pretty cool. We finished this Bears game 24-21. We outgained them, it looked like. CJ Beathard, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He must have left the game at some point. Hackenberg came in, did not complete. He was 0 for 1 and got sacked once. It might have been like a trick play. Yeah, Beathard, that's not a bad game for him. It's just, ooh, Hightower is struggling. Joe Williams, hey, he got a touchdown. That's nice. Aldrick Robinson had himself a day. 7 receptions for 142 yards. Joe Williams had 2 receiving touchdowns, and Bolden had 2 catches on the game. That's nice. I don't know what to do with this pick because there's so many things. I would like a quarterback, but maybe C.J. Beathard is showing us that he might have some potential in this franchise. And if that's the case, he has time to improve. So I think his awareness needs to come up and his accuracy definitely. I just realized that there's the upgrade screen is right here. He doesn't have that much, but he did go up a little bit. Doctors have cleared Carlos Hyde. Play through it. Hightower's not playing well. Hey, we got another win against the Texans. Hackenberg came in again through 1 pass. C.J. Beathard, 215 and 2. Got sacked 4 times, 55 completion. Isn't great, but Hightower had his best game in a while, got a touchdown. Joe Williams was awful. Vance McDonald led us in receiving yards in this one. Jeremy Curley with another touchdown. Here's a guy, Will Hart, prototype middle linebacker, A- tackle out of the gate, and he's 22. There's a lot of people early on that I think could be a first-round pick for us, but then it's after the first round that it really becomes like, I don't know what to do with any of these guys. Because you got quarterback, Brennan Greasy is somebody that I would consider in that spot. There's this corner that I want that I would love to have. Will Hart, somebody that would be interested. Our offensive needs and our quarterback, it just doesn't know what the hell's going on with our quarterbacks. That's fair. I don't know either. Is it worth franchise tagging Carlos Hyde, I wonder, and then trading him? That might be worth it. I'm just going to sim to the playoffs. I'm simming a couple games, but it's not going to matter much. We're probably a 3-win team. 3-13 is likely going to be our record. We might have... I doubt we'll win a game at the end of this stretch here. Living up to expectations, Tom Brady is a great player and an MVP. Did he retire? I guess he must have retired. Tom Brady did. Did they not make the playoffs? We finished 3-12. Huh? How the hell did we finish 3? Did we not play a game? The Cardinals don't have a right record either. What's going on here? Nobody has the right. Okay. They have a tie. Their record is correct. There's so many ties. But why is our division... Okay, it's correct on this screen. 4-12. So we did win another game. Now it updated. What the fuck? The last game of the season versus the Rams we won. Jared Goff had 92 yards. Excuse me? Holy hell, he really struggled at the end of the season. C.J. Beathard didn't have a great game himself, but we somehow get the victory. So in terms of standings, does that mean the Patriots didn't even make the playoffs? They did. Why do they say he's retired? Did he retire during the playoffs? He made it there and he's like, nah, I'm done. This is it for me. Good news, guys. Carlos Hyde is fully recovered from his injury. Helpful. The Lions just beat the Rams in the playoffs. They get their first playoff victory since I've been alive. Do the Lions. Matthew Stafford, 215 yards, 3 touchdowns in this game versus his versus his future team that he won the Super Bowl with. That's kind of cool. I'm rooting for the Lions. Eddie Royal, they must have signed him or traded for him. I don't remember him on the Lions. It could not have helped the Rams' psyche that they lost to us at the end of the year. That couldn't have been helpful. The Lions just made a conference playoff game, the NFC Conference Championship game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. What is going on? This was, what year? What the hell year is this? This is 2017? I think in 2017 it was the Patriots. Was it the Patriots-Eagles, or was that, did that already happen? Nick Foles is on this. I think this was the year that it was Patriots-Eagles in real life, except this time it's Carson Wentz as the quarterback and not, I almost said Phillip Rivers. Nick Foles. Wild. All right, let's go to the Pro Bowl. I don't think you can play it in this game. I don't think we have any representation either. I'm just interested in who the hell is going to the Super Bowl. If it's the Lions, I'm going to laugh hysterically. Nope. It's Eagles-Patriots, which I think is what happened in real life. Lions lost. It was a close game. Rudock came in for the Lions. I guess Stafford must have gotten... Oh, Stafford didn't play at all? He must have gotten hurt either in the last game or the very beginning of this one. Not really fair, then, for the Lions now, is it? It's the same way the Eagles got into the Super Bowl this year. Carson Wentz gets his chance at a Super Bowl in a universe where Nick Foles didn't take his job. Oh my God! 59 points against the Steelers. The Patriots hung. Roethlisberger was god awful. The hell happened here? Seriously, they had no offensive stats. How did that happen? Did the Patriots just have the ball the entire game? In this game, it is I cannot go into the Super Bowl, so we won't be able to actually watch it, unfortunately, which I think is just something that should be required. Gonna simulate to the off season, and then I'm gonna end the episode. We're getting to the draft in the next one. New England Patriots have beaten the Eagles in the Super Bowl 23-21. It was a super close game. I just want to take a look at the box office. Box office? You know what I'm trying to say. Brady, 291 yards and a touchdown. Not as good as he played in the Super Bowl in real life that year that he lost, but they win here. Tevin Coleman must have traded for him at some point. Got a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, Julian Edelman, Tevin Coleman, Rob Gronkowski. Yeah, this one would have been a hard one to beat for the Eagles. They put up a good fight. Wentz was all right. Their running backs were weird. Alshon Jeffrey, 107 yards, but just unable to overcome the Patriots, and they earn another Super Bowl. So that is the end of year one in this franchise. Year two is where the real fun begins, and we get to really take over this team. Hey, Brian Hoyer's back. Didn't play at all. I wanted to look at season stats before we get out of here. CJ Beathard, 1,000 yards was our leader, really? 1,000 yards? How many games did you play, dude? Maybe 8 games, maybe 9. I'm not exactly sure, but he only had 1,000 yards. That's rough. 1,600 yards. He averaged just 188 a game. This was what a wild year. We had 2 different Christians as our quarterback. Hoyer was and no passing touchdowns and 5 picks. Wild season. Carlos Hyde just short of 1,000 yards. He did get hurt for a little while, so it kind of hurt his production there. 5 rushing touchdowns, but he had more fumbles than touchdowns. Oh, Tim Hightower must not be on the team anymore. We don't get to see his stats. Oh, no. Does that mean Anquan Bolden? Yeah, he's off the team, too. Damn it. I wanted to see what his stats were. 722 yards for Aldrich. Led us, at least from what I can see yet. And then defensively, I don't think we did much of anything. 14 tackles for loss for Thomas, which is good. Didn't have a real standout for sacks. Interceptions, Reuben Foster had 4. That's kind of cool. And Robbie Gould wasn't fantastic. But yeah, so that's the end. I'm sad that I didn't get to see what Anquan Bolden's numbers were at the end of the season. That would have been cool. I wonder if he retired. Yeah, he did retire, so I just cannot see his stats. Hightower retired too. So did Elvis Dumerville. He might have had some sacks. But yeah, we did have 3 retirees. Bolden, at least he got to retire with us. I'm sad I didn't get to see his numbers, but I'm sure they were all right. So that's going to do it for the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And in the next episode, we are going to be doing free agency and the draft. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.